saying y'all can't sell.
I don't want to be filmed, so I'm going to ask you to leave.
Hours later.
How you doing?
She kind of filled me in on what was going on. Did she explain to you that they can't sell baby formula once they return it?
After she already did.
Okay, it's time to go.
So if it's
and you're
against
banned
the law.
from here. They don't want you back in here.
Okay.
So if you come back, what's your name?
You don't need my name.
Oh yeah, I do.
You sure you know the law?
Yes, sir. I think I know the law.
Okay.
In this incident, a citizen engaged in a heated encounter with two police officers over his refusal to provide his identification. The encounter began when the officers approached the individual and asked for his name. The citizen, asserting his knowledge of the law, questioned the officer's authority to request his identification without reasonable cause.
So what's happening? I really don't want to talk about it now because you.
That's fine.
You
I've been what?
You breaking my constitutional rights, sir.
Oh, I am. Okay.
I promise you are.
Okay.
But I just like you don't want to explain to me, I'm not gonna teach you. You should already know these things. So.
The younger officer, seemingly more informed about citizens' rights, attempted to explain to the older officer why the individual was not legally obligated to provide his name.
They'll try to get you to put your hands on them. They'll try to get you to put them in trust. I know, Pete. Just listen.
But if he calls it a disturbance,
I understand completely. But their goal is
his name.
Their goal is they want
check
to
him
sue.
for warrant.
No, you're breaking my constitutional rights by threatening to take me to jail for not giving you my name when I haven't committed a crime.
The citizen expressed his frustration with the older officer for attempting to infringe upon his constitutional rights and accusing him of breaking the law.
See, you're the one wanting to cause trouble, not me.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I would have just left. But you thought I ain't know what I was talking about. You thought you was just gonna break my constitutional
They
rights.
wanted you gone. I want to ban you. I want to run your
That's
ID.
fine.
And
I ain't broke a law though.
And then let you go.
I ain't
but
broke.
Since now you want to stay and you want to wait for my supervisor to come and talk to you, we gonna stay here and we're gonna wait on him.
He gonna come talk to you.
Okay.
He ain't coming to talk to me,
Oh,
buddy.
he gonna talk to you.
All right.
The younger officer acknowledged the citizen's concerns and emphasized the importance of de-escalation. As the conversation unfolded, the older officer initially insisted that the citizen was being detained and would have to wait for a supervisor. However, once the younger officer clarified that the citizen was not required to show his ID, the older officer changed his stance and expressed a desire to leave. The citizen pointed out the inconsistency in the officer's behavior, highlighting how the officer had initially claimed he was being detained but now was ready to depart.
He came in and barged in on me like I don't know my rights and I ain't got none at all. So.
But you know, there's constitutional rights, there's federal law, and then you got state law.
Nothing
too,
trumps
right?
those constitutional rights, sir. Nothing. Okay. You should know that.
Okay.
Just in case you have to, just in case you lose your badge,
I got you.
You should understand that your constitutional rights.
Hey, if you got
that's
me
top
here,
dog, buddy.
You got me here, you got me here. But guess what?
But you've been nice, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. I promise, man.
So
Good energy, man.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Have I been ugly?
Have you got any money yet?
Any money?
Yeah.
Plenty.
From suing?
Nah, I don't need to do that.
So you have?
Nah, I don't need to.
How was I not nice?
I asked him, man. I didn't
ask you your name.
Hey, it's all good.
Ask him. He told me I was resisting arrest in front of all these.
Never told you that.
In front of all these people in Walmart, as if I'm a criminal, man. I'm like, man, come on, man. But did you not tell me I had to give you my name?
Huh?
Did you not tell me I had to give you my name?
So here's
no, you said you had to give me. I had to give you my name.
It's hot. I'm gonna sit in my beautiful AC car.
Man, you blessed, man. I got to stand out here and wait on the supervisor, man. It is hot.
The conversation continued with discussions about constitutional rights and the role of law enforcement in protecting the public. The citizen asserted that his constitutional rights were more significant than any potential disturbance at a Walmart store, referencing his right to privacy and freedom from unwarranted searches or detentions. The officers defended their actions, citing a disturbance at the store as the reason for their inquiry.
Because I got stuff I got to do, but you got me detained now.
Well,
so we got each other detained.
Well, you should have
He's
came
on his
in.
way. You talk to him, and then I'm out of here.
You should have came with a de-escalating spirit and not the one you in.
Okay. Okay.
Me on camera. Unlawful detainment. For what? For what?
Causing a disturbance in Walmart.
I ain't caused no disturbance. I was as quiet as a mouse standing right there.
When you look on my call,
it's on camera.
The signal on the call says a 25, which is a disturbance.
Does that camera lie? Neither does mine.
That's right.
You understand?
And I wasn't here when the disturbance was going on.
You didn't care to be here. You could have got my side.
Because they probably have cameras on the whole
thing. You could have got my side.
Tried to.
No, you didn't.
But you just want to
It's
talk
on
about
camera.
constitutional rights.
Right.
And you want to talk about pot stirring stuff because you're trying to stir a pot.
My constitutional rights is more important than you trespassing me from Walmart for something you ain't even discussed amongst us.
Yeah.
This
I
is
just
a
asked you what your name
This
was.
is a private owned business.
asked you what your name
I'm the
was.
public.
How is it wrong for me
I'll
to
pay
ask
you.
what your name is?
I'll pay you.
How is it
I live right around the corner. You just ran my name.
on here.
You just ran my
how is it
name.
wrong
I'll
for me
pay
to
my
ask you?
taxes that pay you.
Throughout the interaction, tensions escalated, with the citizen becoming increasingly frustrated with what he perceived as a violation of his rights. The encounter concluded with the arrival of a supervisor who took over the situation. The citizen expressed his desire to have his side of the story heard, but the conversation reached an impasse as the officers maintained their position.
Presley, badge number is 1679.
Thank you, sir. He just broke my constitutional right.
Okay. How's that?
Under the threat of arrest, he told me I had to give him my name and I hadn't broken the law.
Yeah. Well,
I just want you to explain to him that
The incident raises questions about the officers' understanding of citizens' rights and their handling of the situation. The citizen argued that his rights were being violated, while the officers defended their actions based on the reported disturbance. The encounter highlights the need for better training and awareness of constitutional rights among law enforcement personnel to ensure the citizens' rights are respected and protected during interactions with police.
The county building. I'm a journalist working on a story on the building and just taking a couple of video of the place and going to the clerks, filing some poll requests, and be on my way.
In this clip from a YouTube channel, a citizen encounters two sheriff's deputies inside a county building. The citizen refuses to provide identification when asked, asserting that it would violate their Fourth Amendment rights. The deputies insist that signing in and providing identification is a requirement to enter the public building.
That's what I signed in as. I'm Erie County. No, thank you, sir.
Yes, that's the rule.
It's a violation of the Fourth Amendment to violate the Fourth Amendment.
You have to sign in. You have to use your.
I
correct
did
name.
sign in.
Your last name is not Erie County. And show me your ID.
I'm here
If-
working as Erie County.
If your last name is Erie County, then you could stay. Come on, let's go.
I'm not leaving.
The citizen argues that he is being asked to sign in and show identification without reasonable suspicion of a crime, and that's a Fourth Amendment violation.
Do
We
you
don't
want
have time to do what
Come on,
you're
Dan.
doing.
Let's
No,
go.
no, I'm not
Let's go.
doing anything.
Let's
Do
go.
not
Let's
touch
go.
me. Do not touch me.
They call for a supervisor to come and educate the deputies about the law. The encounter escalates as the citizen questions the deputies' knowledge of the Constitution and their understanding of civil rights.
These guys are violating my First Amendment rights and Fourth Amendment rights. They're impeding my traffic. They're causing illegal detention. They're refusing to put their body cameras on while they're violating my rights. I'm just trying to go to the county clerk's office and record my interactions, which is perfectly legal. You need to explain to them the freedom of the press, First Amendment, in public places.
Despite the citizens' attempts to assert their rights, the deputies persist in their demands for identification. The situation becomes tense as the deputies physically restrain the citizen, leading to accusations of assault and battery. The citizens remain steadfast, advocating for their freedom of the press and the right to document their experience in a public space.
Get ready to do some paperwork.
You're free to leave.
Well, free to leave, free to stay.
that way.
Free to leave, free to go, free to stay. That's the way it works, guys. If I'm not being trespassed because I'm not doing anything illegal, you guys cannot impede my traffic.
Well, you didn't sign in.
I did sign in. Do you understand that?
No, you didn't.
I signed in. And you guys are going to know very, very, very well. You, especially you. You are going to know who I am very well by the time this is over, my friend. You too. You ignorant sons of... This is what we pay for, guys. These are the sheriffs down here. They just think they can detain people willy-nilly, ID people on demand, to be inside of a public building.
What are you, one of these sovereign citizen types?
No, I don't have a badge like that. Those are the sovereign citizens. They can violate people's rights and get away with it and have these big stupid smiles on their faces and shit. Yeah, those are the real sovereign. Look at her. She knows that's the sovereign citizenship. Look at that smile. She can't even hide it. That's real sovereign citizenship right there.
Eventually, the sheriff arrives at the scene. The citizen expresses their concerns about the violation of their civil rights, including the deputy's demand for identification and the refusal of service at the county clerk's office. The sheriff defends the deputy's actions, stating that the situation is being addressed.
How are you, sir?
You're the sheriff of the county? This deputy and that deputy is violating my civil rights. They are also put their hands on me and assaulted me or battered me unlawfully because I do not have a lawful command to tell me to turn my camera off in this public space. You know that as a sheriff. I'm here to document my experience, and these guys are stopping me, causing illegal detention on my rights.
It doesn't look like you're being detained to me.
All right, thank you.
However, the citizen continues to argue that their rights have been violated.
You are violating the First Amendment rights and refusing service down here. That's all I want to know. You say yes?
Why don't we get a hold of the clerk's office and see if they want to see you? Sure.
Do the clerks have a choice who they get to see and don't get to see? When did that law come into effect?
They're down there talking to her right now.
I understand, but why is this door locked, Sheriff? Why? Sheriff, why is this door locked?
If
If they're gonna allow public services to public, what is going on here? You guys are violating my rights.
there's no rights being violated.
There's no rights being violated? I can't go to the county clerk's office because of why? Because of the camera?
I'm sure you'll be able to get there at some point.
When you educate your officers about my First and Fourth Amendment rights, they think they can get ID out of me to come into a public building. Do you agree with that, Sheriff? Sheriff, do you have to show ID to get into this public building? Do you have to show your driver's license?
You have to write your name down.
I did write my name down there, who I am.
Throughout the clip, the deputies display a lack of knowledge about constitutional rights and demonstrate a dismissive attitude towards the citizens' concerns. The encounter sheds light on the need for better education and training within law enforcement regarding citizens' rights and the importance of respecting those rights during interactions. The clip concludes with the announcement that the sheriff involved is retired and the failure of the department in handling the situation was exposed in local news coverage. The citizens' resilience in standing up to harassment and bullying is commended, and the clip serves as a reminder of the significance of holding law enforcement accountable for their actions. In the incident, Anthony X, a knowledgeable individual, engaged in a confrontation with patrol officers who approached him while he was recording in a public area.
Am I detained?
You're detained for reasonable suspicion right now. Okay?
Of what crimes? Is that a misdemeanor or felony?
I believe it's a misdemeanor right now.
Anthony X asserted his rights and cited California Penal Code 148G and the Tom Bain Civil Rights Act to emphasize that his filming activities were protected by law.
The camera walking around, you have no right to detain me. Just so you know, if you interfere with my activity in any way, shape, or form, you will be in violation of California Penal Code 148.G and the Tom Bain California Act, which you can lose your qualified immunity. I will sue you personally. 152.2 subsection B.
Okay.
Think your words wisely.
Okay.
Once again, am I free to go? Am I free to go?
He firmly stated that the officers had no right to detain him and warned them about potential legal consequences for interfering with his constitutional rights. After asserting his freedom to go, the officers acknowledged that he was not being detained.
It's public. I've never been trespassed from this area.
Stay out the secure.
I've never been in a secured area.
Stay out the secure airport property.
All right, do me a favor, and I'm open to a cordial conversation. Since I'm not detained at this moment, I have no problem.
You're free to go.
At this point, no, I'm just curious.
No,
So,
there's no detention.
okay, so I'd like the incident number, please. I will be doing a FOIA request on all information and body cam.
Anthony X requested the incident number and expressed his intention to submit a Freedom of Information Act request for all relevant information and body camera footage. The incident highlighted the importance of citizens' awareness of their rights and holding law enforcement accountable for respecting those rights.
Sorry? That's not the way this goes. Who are you?
I'm Sergeant Barry Antis, Fort Wayne Police Department. How are you?
Good.
What's your name?
I didn't give it.
I know. I want to know what your name is.
I don't care what you want.
Well,
that's not the policy.
The Secret Service.
I don't care.
Us to identify
then why
who you are.
don't they come out here and talk to me?
They will in a moment.
Okay, go ahead. Am I being detained?
What's your name?
Am I being detained?
What is your name?
Am I
sir?
being detained?
Throughout the interaction, the citizen emphasized his rights and challenged the officers to justify their actions. He adamantly refused to comply with their demands, aware that his rights were being infringed upon. The citizen recognized the importance of knowledge about local laws and confidently navigated the situation using legal citations to support his arguments.
Nope.
All right, stop.
No. Am I being detained?
Yes, you are being detained.
Am I being detained?
Identify who you are.
That's not the way this goes.
Well, I don't care what you say.
Okay. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. I'm not.
Sir,
no.
The Secret Service has
I don't
asked
care.
us to identify
I don't
you.
care what they want.
Okay.
That's not the way this goes.
I understand that.
Show me the law.
The incident shed light on the issue surrounding law enforcement officers' reliance on ID requests without reasonable cause. The citizen demonstrated the significance of understanding one's rights and the laws governing such encounters. By standing his ground and refusing to provide identification when it was not required by law, he effectively challenged the officers' authority and highlighted their lack of legal justification. This citizen's actions underscore the importance of citizens being informed about their rights and the laws governing law enforcement encounters. His knowledge and assertiveness in the face of an overzealous response from the officers served as a powerful reminder of the need for accountability and adherence to proper protocols and law enforcement practices. The video shows that on August 18, 2022, an officer from the Cook County Sheriff's Office observed equestrian Adam Hollingsworth, also known as the Dread Boy Cowboy in the Chicago region, riding a horse on the right side of the road on Cook County, Illinois, and approached him in his cruiser.
Bro, I can't. I'm running late. I can't, bro. You don't put to never cut a horse off. You never cut a horse off. Learn the law. You never cut a horse off, brother. If you hurt my horse, you're going to get sued. Go ahead and hit my horse. Go ahead and hit my horse. Hey, I'm traveling, brother.
So we can clearly see in this video that the man named Mr. Hollingsworth is riding a horse, and the policeman is trying to stop him, but he refuses to stop and continues to state that he is traveling the horse.
I'm traveling. Why am I detained? Is it illegal? Is it illegal?
Yes, it's illegal.
Get a white shirt here.
What do you mean a white
Get a white shirt here.
Where's your driver's
Get a white shirt.
I need your
I'm not giving you nothing. Get a white shirt.
Get off the horse.
I'm not getting off nothing. Get a white shirt.
Get off the horse.
Get a white shirt.
So he's refusing to stop when I stop to talk.
The writer asked the policeman if he was detained and why he's getting detained. The policeman said to him he was detained because it's illegal to ride a horse. The policeman said to him, "Get off the horse," but Mr. Hollingsworth refused, and the officer also asked him to show his driver's license.
I'm not giving you nothing. Listen, can I get a sergeant or a lieutenant over here? I don't want to talk. I'm traveling. I'm running late from work. I'm traveling, and y'all, it don't matter. It don't matter. Okay, get a white shirt over here. Get a lieutenant over here. Why are we still talking? Y'all don't even know who I am, and y'all want to bother me.
The officer claims that it is illegal to ride a horse in public areas. Although in Illinois it is entirely legal to ride a horse on a road in 2022, unless it's a highway or expressway.
We're trying to find
It don't matter. It don't matter who I am. It don't matter who I am. Y'all detain me for no reason, bro. I'm finna be, y'all gonna let me go in a minute. I'm gonna be let loose in a minute. Don't touch my horse. Don't touch my horse. Yeah, don't touch my horse. You scaring my horse. You scaring my horse. Whoa.
park the horse.
I'm not parking.
If the department determines to ban certain types of traffic on the highway, it is legally required to record and maintain official signs stating the applicable restrictions. Therefore, as long as the road was not a controlled access highway with properly erected signs, Mr. Hollingsworth was within his rights to ride a horse on it. Additionally, according to Section 6-101 of Act 5 of Title 625 of the Illinois Compiled Statutes, it required an individual to have a driver's license or permit to, quote, drive any motor vehicle upon a highway in this state, and since Section 6-112 states that drivers must display their license upon demand to police officers, no such requirement exists for riding a horse.
For me traveling, bro? Do y'all know the law? Do y'all know the law? Do you know the law? Y'all finna make a donkey out of y'all. Y'all don't even know who I am. Y'all listen, I prove cops like you, y'all don't know the law, and y'all just pull people over, wasting my time. Wasting my time for what? You never cut in front of a horse. Learn the law. You never turn your siren going on a horse. You never blow a horn on a horse, because you can start on my horse. For me traveling, bro? Do y'all know the law? Do y'all know the law? Do you know the law? Y'all finna make a donkey out of y'all. Y'all don't even know who I am. Y'all listen, I prove cops like you, y'all don't know the law, and y'all just pull people over, wasting my time. Wasting my time for what? You never cut in front of a horse. Learn the law. You never turn your siren going on a horse. You never blow a horn on a horse, because you can start on my horse.
The statute does not authorize officers to demand a driver's license or other identifying documents during the investigative detention for this reason. The court could likely conclude that Mr. Hollingsworth was not required to give his driver's license to the officer. The policeman continues to ask for the driver's license. Mr. Hollingsworth refuses to give his license to them and said that he is running late for his work, so let him go.
And y'all don't know the law. That's not good. Do you know before that was cars, what was transportation?
Okay, we go back to the 1800s.
before that, listen. Okay, bro. Y'all need to learn the law before, when it comes down to horses, man. I have road rights. I'm traveling. As soon as your white shirt gonna get here, he gonna let me go. And you wasted my time. And that's a lawsuit. I'm gonna sue you. I'm gonna sue you. And I'm gonna sue you. And I'm gonna sue your department. Cause y'all wasting my time. I'm running late from work. I might lose my job now. And then y'all bringing more.
And when the policeman said that he can't let him go, he said to get a lieutenant. He doesn't want to talk to a policeman. He said that when the policeman doesn't know him, he doesn't even do any crime. Why are they bothering him? The officer started touching his horse, although Mr. Hollingsworth continues to tell him not to touch his horse because he was scaring his horse. Mr. Hollingsworth argues that the law prohibits the officers from cutting in front of horses or activating their sirens or blowing their horns at the horse.
That animal cruelty right there. And I'm actually... No, he didn't tell me I'm detained. I thought when he told me I was detained. Until he said I was detained, I was going to keep going. I pulled over. Did I do right? Yeah. Okay. But for him to cut in front of my horse, I wanted to press charges on him, animal cruelty.
Well, that's what I told him. I said my concern was just that be on the roadway.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
It was just that he's in this traffic.
Mr. Hollingsworth gets frustrated by all this and says that now the policeman gets badges, they don't even know their law. He claimed that the policeman wasting his time, and now he wants to go for his job, otherwise he'll get fired. And when he looks behind, there are 6 police vehicles for this case.
Thank you. Hey, listen, write that ticket. Write your ticket. I got your boss, man. I apologize, man. But him right there, he bogus. He bogus. I'm going back for him.
Mr. Hollingsworth claims the officer who cut his horse off with the cruiser committed animal cruelty because the horse, quote, flipped himself. It appears that Mr. Hollingsworth's referring to a form of interference with the technical term when a horse's hooves collide with one another, or when its legs one another with its legs. Clipping, also known as brushing, is a type of interference where the left and right feet strike each other, and even a single instance of interference can potentially cause injury to a horse.
Yeah. This one.
They gave you back?
This one.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't illegal.
Which, right now.
It ain't illegal.
I tell people there's a lot of livestock laws still in Chicago.
It is unclear whether Mr. Hollingsworth had pursued any legal action or filed an official complaint over the occurrence. After the interaction, he was allowed to depart and continue riding his horse on the road. However, it is known that Mr. Overall, the cops, made a false allegation that it was against the law to ride a horse on the roadways, and as a result, they unlawfully detained Mr. Hollingsworth for doing so. They also demanded his driver's license, even though he was not obliged to have one because he was riding a horse. When confronted with many cops who claimed that he did not have the legal road rights he was entitled to, Mr. Hollingsworth displayed a strong awareness of his legal road rights and refused to back down. Hey, please let us know if you wish to learn more about similar issues to this one. Please like our video, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to our channel. Make sure you ring that notification bell while you're at it, that way you'll always get the latest updates from our channel. And thanks for watching.
Alright, how about you?
Good.
Have your name and badge number, please?
Yeah, it's Officer Gris. My badge is 1641. Is
Officer
there a reason
Gris.
why you're recording there, Bliss?
Yeah, I'm gathering content for a story.
What kind of story?
Personal story.
What's that?
That doesn't matter.
Okay. Is there something we can help you with or help answer any questions for you?
Nothing at all. Thank
Okay.
you very much.
Okay. Are you able to give me your information just so I know who I'm talking to?
Negative. You can call me good citizen.
What is it?
Good citizen is what you can call me.
Okay. Is there any reason I can know why you're...
Am I being detained?
The lady cops come into the frame and ask the individual about why he is recording, to which the individual assertively asks for the name and badge number of a lady cop, suggesting a desire for accountability or documentation of the interaction. The lady exits the scene.
I know I'm not on state grounds though.
You are. If you go on the other side of the south side, you're more welcome to do that.
This is actually a public thoroughfare, right?
like
If I was coming to visit somebody, I could just drive in here, right?
Correct, but on the other side of the stop sign, you're more welcome to do that. On this side of the stop sign is state ground. Seeing how the fence is there, I would like you to go back on the other side of the fence.
Well, I'm on this side of the fence.
That side of the fence, please.
I'm not sure that I have to, boss.
I'm asking you. I'm asking nicely.
No, I understand that. I understand you're asking me nicely, but I'm not sure that I have to do that. I'm here to get some footage. I'm a journalist doing gathering footage.
Can I see your ID, credentials?
I'm not going to give you my ID.
Why not,
and I
sir?
don't have to give you credentials. So I'm a journalist gathering content for a story, and I'm allowed to do this right here. I looked up your guys' property line. Actually, it's very public.
Do you understand what I'm telling you?
This is actually a public thoroughfare. So if
this is state ground, sir.
No, I understand it's state grounds, but it's public.
Then another officer comes in. The individual and the cop they interact with disagree on the permissibility of recording in this context. To support his stance, the individual references a Department of Homeland Security memo issued in 2010, which is believed to outline guidelines concerning filming in publicly accessible areas. Amidst the discussion, the individual firmly asserts their identity as a journalist and their purpose of gathering content for a story. This claim is used as a basis for refusing to provide identification when requested.
Now, is that a law or a policy?
That's our policy. There's no filming on state ground.
You said it's a policy?
Go on the other side of the ground.
Is it a policy? You said it's a policy, right?
Correct. It's our state policy. State policy. You cannot film on grounds. I need you to go back over there.
Okay, policies don't trump rights.
All right.
So
I need you to go on the other side. Over there. Or I will go call the police.
Okay, I mean, I understand you can call the police, but they're no, not really, but they're gonna educate you.
I'm just trying to get you to go over there and not have an issue.
I got you, but the police are just gonna educate you, and all they're gonna do is say, hey, this is public, this is publicly.
2 hours later.
And they're saying that you're free to go, so as far as I'm concerned, you're free to go.
Okay, and I'm free to stay as well, right? Officers, free to stay on this public utility, correct? Okay. Thank you, guys. Hey, what was your name again? Figueroa? Is that it?
Figueroa.
Thank you for being professional. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Very, very courteous. And I will go ahead and get out of here now.
The discussion surrounding the classification of the location as either public or private property. The man engages in a back and forth with the individuals present, questioning the designation of the area. In response to potential interference, the speaker mentions the possibility of calling the police and expresses confidence in their ability to remain on the public utility. As the conversation progresses, tension escalates and the individual becomes increasingly confrontational. They challenge the officer's perception of ownership over the property, questioning their authority and implying a sense of entitlement. The speaker also makes remarks about the significance of obeying orders, perhaps suggesting a critical view of the officer's actions or perceived abuse of power.
I'm just curious. I'm not being a dick. I'm just asking questions. Mr. Helmer, Jay, Jonathan. Oh, I don't want to call you.
You've obviously got my name, but you won't give me your name, right?
Of course I won't. I don't have to. I'm a private citizen. You're a public servant. It's a big difference, right? Don't you agree?
Why wouldn't you give me your name if you think
Just because I don't have to.
Sir,
if you could educate the officers as far as dealing with the public and standing on public property. So.
Who do you work for?
What was that?
Who do you work for?
I work for me. I work for myself. Yeah, I'm independent. Yep. I am independent.
Okay. You got the footage you needed?
Yeah, I'm done now.
Okay.
I'm done now.
You need from him?
Yep, he has the information to contact our public information officer. I am requesting that you leave our grounds now.
Okay, this is public. We got that straight, right? I'm in public.
You get more welcome.
Now I might stay here for another hour. I mean, you know, you can take a picture of me. That's fine. That's okay. That's your right, officer, to do that.
What's your name, sir?
Yeah, I'm not gonna give you my name.
Is there a reason you don't want to?
I just don't give my name out.
Are you wanted by the law?
No. Are you wanted by the law?
I'm wanted to do my job.
You got anything on you you're not supposed to have?
No, everything is perfectly legal.
The speaker engages in a back and forth with the individuals present, questioning the designation of the area. In response to potential interference, the speaker mentions the possibility of calling the police and expresses confidence on their ability to remain on the public utility. As the conversation progresses, tension escalates, and the speaker becomes increasingly confrontational. They challenge the officer's perception of ownership over the property, questioning their authority and implying a sense of entitlement. The individual mentions being independent and concludes the interaction by stating they're done filming. The individual comments on the desecration of the U.S. flag on an officer's uniform and criticizes their attitude about it. Now let's move to another video.
Okay. Do you have any ID on you, man?
Nope, I don't need to provide that.
32 code front gallon 1.
What's up, man?
You
Did I
didn't-
commit a crime?
Huh?
Did I commit a crime?
It's an infraction.
Is it a crime?
It's an infraction.
Is it a crime?
Meaning that I'm able to stop you.
Is it a crime?
You ran the stop sign.
Did I commit a crime? Did I commit a crime?
Like, you're really tripping, sir. You really are. Because you have to stop at the stop sign to see where I was.
You know I don't have to ID, right?
This one captures an encounter between a cyclist and police officers. The cyclist questions the officers about stopping him from running a stop sign.
You ain't got nothing better to do or what?
What's that?
You don't got nothing better to do or what?
As far as what?
Like, going out and doing your job.
This is part of my job.
This is serving the public?
Yes.
What are you doing right now?
Making sure you don't drive, run the stop sign, and the vehicle hits you. Or causing that driver to swerve and then...
Oh, so you can't just come and tell me? You have to get my identification for that?
Yes, we do the same with everybody.
You do? What's the reason for identification?
So I know who you are.
For what? Why do you want to know who I am?
Explain it to you because you ran the stop sign on your
Because I ran the stop sign?
Yes.
Weren't you at a, didn't you have somebody pulled over right now?
I didn't, no.
You didn't? Is that right?
Our gang officer.
There was two of you and that wasn't you right now?
There's more than one of us.
That wasn't you right now? Are you sure? Okay.
Our gang officers.
You ain't got nothing better to do or what?
What's that?
You don't got nothing better to do or what?
As far as what?
Like, going out and doing your job.
This is part of my job.
This is serving the public?
Yes.
What are you doing right now?
Making sure you don't drive, run the stop sign, and the vehicle hits you. Or causing that driver to swerve and then...
Oh, so you can't just come and tell me? You have to get my identification for that?
Yes, we do the same with everybody.
You do? What's the reason for identification?
So I know who you are.
For what? Why do you want to know who I am?
Explain it to you because you ran the stop sign on your
Because I ran the stop sign?
Yes.
Weren't you at a, didn't you have somebody pulled over right now?
I didn't, no.
You didn't? Is that right?
Our gang officer.
There was two of you and that wasn't you right now?
There's more than one of us.
That wasn't you right now? Are you sure? Okay.
Our gang officers.
The cyclist confidently asserts his right to refuse to provide identification unless he has committed a crime. He challenges the officer's authority by questioning the legitimacy of the stop, emphasizing that running a stop sign on a bicycle does not constitute a crime. The cyclist's argument is centered around his understanding of his rights and the boundaries of police authority. By asserting his knowledge of the law, he attempts to establish a position of power and challenge the officer's actions. The person accuses the officers of having nothing better to do and questions their role in serving and protecting. The person requests a supervisor and expresses his intention to file a complaint against the officer. The speaker said that on the cop's face, he will file a complaint against him as he is acting very unprofessional. The person's continuously asking about the crime he has committed and why he is being detained. The cop has no clue about it but is following what his supervisor told him to do. The person being detained expresses doubts about the officer's lack of proper documentation or penal codes to justify their actions. The officers mention a possible reason for the stop, stating that the cyclist matches the description of a stolen bike. However, the bicyclist disputes the claim, vehemently asserting that his bicycle is not stolen and challenging the accuracy of the information provided by the officers.
Yeah. But I didn't have to ID.
A traffic violation? Yes.
I know.
That's what I'm like, that's what I understand.
I'm not going to argue that.
You're dismissed.
Thank you.
One of his reasons was because...
You guys are both dismissed already.
Stop that.
No.
Stop being a jerk.
Ma'am, do you have any other questions as far as...
Stop being a jerk. Don't talk smack after
No. This guy needs to know. No, he can't come back. Just like I told you, he wasn't going to ID me.
Like, just true.
Did he ID me?
Just like that wasn't his initial reason in the first place.
Exactly.
Like, stop this bullshit. You didn't have a fucking reason. You had no reason.
We're about to see the walk of shame.
Stop that. You're a dick.
That's not safe.
There it is, guys, the walk of shame.
The cyclist adamantly argues that there have been other bikes in the area and expresses disbelief at the officer's claims. He repeatedly questions whether he is free to leave, seeking confirmation from the officers. Finally, they respond affirmatively, stating that he is indeed free to go. He zoomed the camera on the cop when he was walking away with embarrassment on his face and told the cop that he'll get famous on YouTube because of what he did in the park. Now we'll move to our next video.
Hey, how you doing? I'm alright, how are you? It's not allowed here to take photos or videos, okay?
You need the permission from the administration about that.
So it's not allowed to take photos or videos here?
Inside, no.
Wait, who do I need permission from?
Administration.
From administration? Yeah, I don't think that's the case.
Long Island Audit, an individual, was recording at a public library when approached by security personnel who requested them to cease filming. The person's identity, referred to as Long Island Audit, suggests their involvement in documenting public interactions and encounters. The incident occurred within the premises of the library, where the security personnel took notice of the individual's filming activity and expressed their objection.
Have you not heard that before?
I've heard it plenty of times. It's just I'm surprised because, well, my name and my badge number is right here. Okay, you see it?
Tibbetts?
Yep, 640.
The pen is blocking the number. 640?
Yep.
And Dennis 647. So what I'm doing here is a First Amendment protected activity. I'm recording. I know you don't care, sir, but listen, if you violate that in any way and interfere with that,
I'm not violating it. They asked you to leave.
Yeah, but they can't ask me to leave. This is a public library. Can I speak to a supervisor, please?
Despite being asked to halt their filming by security at the public library, the individual declined to comply. They invoked their First Amendment rights, specifically their freedom of the press, as the basis for continuing to record. By referencing this constitutional protection, the person asserted their belief that their actions were legally justified and protected. The First Amendment, which safeguards freedom of speech and the press, grants individuals the right to gather and disseminate information, expressing their dissenting stance and asserting their right to document public events and encounters. When police officers arrived at the scene where Long Island Audit was filming, the individual sought to engage with a supervisor. By making this request, they aimed to escalate the situation and potentially address their concerns with someone of higher authority within the police department.
You guys should call one, correct? So, I'm going to request a supervisor again. I would appreciate if you guys can get a supervisor down here.
In a minute. You don't rule the roost here right now.
Yeah, no, I'm just requesting a supervisor just for.
In a minute.
Because you guys are a little bit hostile. I can see the tyrant in you, Utter.
Oh, yeah.
You're a real tyrant.
Yeah.
I can see it in your eyes.
In law enforcement experience.
Seeking the involvement of a supervisor suggests that the person felt dissatisfied with the initial interaction and hoped for a different approach or better understanding of their rights. After the arrival of a supervisor, the situation escalated further as the person was faced with the threat of arrest. Feeling compelled to comply with this ultimatum, they reluctantly provided their identification. The threat of arrest likely created a sense of urgency and fear of legal consequences, prompting the person to reluctantly reveal their identity.
No, I don't. Obviously, I don't. No,
You took an oath to it, though, Tibbetts.
Jeez.
Dude, why you gotta be such a tyrant?
You gotta be such a tyrant. See what I'm doing there?
Acting like a child?
Yeah, so are you.
Acting like a child.
Did you get permission when you post that video of these people?
Don't need it. They're in public.
You don't need it?
Yeah, they're in public. Don't need it. See, you're learning something here today, man. Come on.
This is not going to end well with you, you know that.
Okay, we'll see. We will see.
I'm telling you.
We will see.
Okay.
I'm not scared of you.
You're not supposed to be scared. I don't care.
Okay, great. Great.
Long Island Audit took decisive action following the incident by filing formal complaints against the officers involved in the encounter. Unsatisfied with the treatment they received, they expressed their intent to pursue legal action by filing a notice of intent to sue. The response demonstrates the individual's determination to hold the officers accountable for their actions and seek justice for any perceived violations of their rights.